He will. He's done it again.
Quick conversations with King Drew Millions. Quick conversations with King Drew Millions. Quick conversations with King Drew Millions.
Quick conversations with King Drew Millions.
Let's chop it up.
Welcome back to another episode of Quick Conversation with King Drew Millions. It's your boy, Mr. Quick.
And I'm King Drew Millions.
Now let's chop it up.
Yes, sir. And this show is sponsored and brought to you by the Harris County Opportunity Center and Keep It P clothing brand. Keep it professional.
The P-Way, the only way.
Yes, sir.
And we got a special guest, my man, the one and only, Kasia Mosley,
Yes, sir.
known for the Cothello brand, a personal trainer,
Yes, sir.
music director.
Yes, sir.
I mean, the list goes on and on. Tour owner, you
Yes,
know what I'm
sir.
saying? Hey, man, introduce yourself, big dog.
How y'all doing? I'm Kadrian. I'm a creative director. Well, I really don't like to put myself in a box, but I do everything. I'm a jack of all trades. But, you know, my strong suit is everything. I thought I was going to say one thing is everything.
For real.
Yeah,
I mean, like you say, don't be in one lane. Take up the whole freeway.
Yeah. 18-wheeler.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
Freight train.
Freight train
That's all.
coming, man.
But yeah, appreciate y'all for having me today, though.
Nah, appreciate
Pleasure's
it.
all ours, man. You know what I'm saying? Be in the presence of greatness, you know what I'm saying? Iron sharpen iron. So it's like divine order that we come together like this here and do what we do best, you know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
Exchange dialect.
Definitely appreciate you for pulling up chopping game with us, man.
Oh yeah, for sure. You know, it's my pleasure. I feel like, you know, what I can provide, you know, as far as my wisdom can actually touch somebody and help them. So
Yeah.
that's,
sure.
The highest human act is to inspire. So that's what I'm setting out to do.
Absolutely.
for
And that's what the youth need, man.
What we do here, we're going to break down and get into who you are, you know what I'm saying? We're going to find out where you from, what you got going on, where you going, and all the stuff that all your accolades, we're going to tap into you and let you break it down.
All right.
First, I want to know, like, where you from, bro? Like, where was you raised? How was your childhood?
All right. So I would say I'm from one area. I would just say the east side, but I spent majority of my time in the North Shore area and in the Barrett Station area. So if you're not familiar with Barrett Station, it's
Like Tomball.
Barrett Station is more so like
Yeah,
Crosby.
that's
yeah,
right.
Yeah.
The mud park.
Yeah. So it's the black side.
Gotcha.
It's the black side. But yeah, I grew up, you know, in that area, and really just from the things that I do, as far as like being a creative, is not. I was a zebra, surrounded by horses. If that makes sense.
Stuck out like a
Yeah,
sore thumb.
yeah.
Yeah, like it's not something that is big on that side. Now when you come to like the West, you know, you got a lot of creatives, you got a lot of the, you know, stars come out of the West.
Right, true.
Yeah.
Like a lot of them, and it's just like a melting pot of, you know, creatives. But over there, it's more so it's a small knit community, you know. And then we branch out.
Yeah, 'cause you don't really hear many people representing Crosby.
Yeah,
Bear Station, Baytown.
Yeah.
None of that really.
you just got what.
Lil
Jeremy,
Jeremy.
that's it.
Yeah.
Well, you got that other, that Hispanic dude. Ain't he from,
Pacer.
what's his
He from,
name?
like San Antonio.
Nah, the
Pacer,
dude
Pacer.
that be wearing, that got the song Paul Wall.
Not Mexican OT. He from like Galveston.
Oh,
Texas City.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. I
Yeah,
thought,
yeah.
I thought he was from. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I
It's a crazy way that you put it because, you know what I'm saying, the uniqueness of being a zebra, you know, no two zebras have the same stripes. You know what I'm saying? For real.
Exactly. So going in to the stripes,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying, the different life experiences.
So how old were you when you was growing up in Crosby?
I was back and forth. So my mom, I was raised by a single mother, and
Brothers and sisters?
just I was
Only child?
from my mom.
From your mom?
Yeah. I got brothers on my dad's side.
Got you.
we'll get into that. We'll get into that. But
right.
like growing up though, it was just me and my mom. She had like 2-3 jobs
Okay.
most of my life. So during the week, I went with my mom or a babysitter when I was young, and then on the weekends and most of the summers, I was in Barrett.
Okay.
So I'm getting, you know,
Both sides.
both sides. You know, I'm living in North Shore, and at that time, people in Barrett would see that as the city. And it ain't the city. It's really not the city.
But it's more than what they got going on.
Yeah, it's more than what they. Yeah, so.
We out here San Jacinto Mall like that way, man. You know?
In Baytown, yeah, not that far, but they just looked at it as a city, you know. But I would always, like when I would go to summer camps and stuff out there, I would lie about my age so I could be in my older cousin's class so I could be with them. So I'm in classes with people that's 3 years older than me, so I never really hung with people, or, you know, people or rub shoulders with people my age.
Right.
You know, so that's pretty much where that, you know, that part of, you know, my history in Barrett come from, you know, like just being out there on the weekends and in the summers.
Gotcha.
So when people ask me where I'm from, I'm not conflicted, but I'm like, I could say Barrett, because I am. My family still live out there, but I also went to school at North Shore. You know, I lived in that area.
Gotcha.
So
you graduated from North Shore?
yeah,
Oh, okay.
2011.
That's crazy. Like, but growing up, you know, being from Barrett Station, you know what I'm saying, did you have the vision of where you are today?
Let's say that little time period in high school, when I got to college, I wasn't doing nothing. Then my grandma died, and right before that, I started, you know, the idea of me and another friend of mine I met in college to start a brand. And then that,
So that's how your clothing line started in college?
yeah, that's what this 32 is on this shirt. 1932. It's my grandma when she was born.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So everything has
Means
meaning.
something.
The shirt has meaning.
Man, that's hard.
And I'm gonna get into the design of the shirt too. I'm gonna use him if that's cool. So
Yeah.
I can show the cameras. But so when she died, she went to a coma. I didn't get to see her. I just got the news that she passed away, and it crushed my spirit because I didn't get to, you know.
So while you was in college, she passed, and so when you found out?
I found out that she had a stroke, and it went to a coma. Nobody came to get me to see her.
Did nobody tell you her granny passed away?
No, they told me, but I knew she was in a coma, and I was like, she gonna be good, because she used to always,
Right.
you know. And that time, she didn't make it. And when they told me, I'm like, bro, like nobody came to give me that really hurt, you know. Because the last time I saw her was in the casket, you know. But when I went down there, it was like God and my grandma did a little collab, and was like, we gonna leave him something, you know. And
Come on, when you went back home after that. So where you was in college at?
Stephen F. Austin.
Okay. So
2.5 hours.
Right.
That far. So when I went back, my aunt's friend, she had got a rent house, and I guess the previous tenant didn't clean it out all the way, so they left all their sewing machines and just like a bunch of fabric in the garage. And she was just like, you know, you can have it if you want them. So I took as many as I could. I think I took like 2 or 3 of them so they could fit in somebody else's car.
Right.
You know, they had to bring me down there and all that. So when I did that, I got the fabric too, and I went back to school. Me and my homeboy, we picked out the fabric that we like. Okay.
So before that, you wasn't making clothes or nothing like that? So you literally, granny passed, went back home, was told you can get some stuff out the house, seen sewing machine, you're like, I'm just gonna start doing clothes.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and I had got 2 fashion students that was up there in fashion merchandising. They was just in the fashion department. I didn't really no shade to SFA, but I didn't really respect their fashion department.
They not known for, I mean, to my knowledge, they not known for
So that's why I
swag.
was just like, I didn't,
Yeah.
just like, whatever. But y'all in this, you know, this department, y'all taking classes. I'm pretty sure they're teaching y'all how to sew or something.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna spend my time doing it. I hit a business mind always, but I'm gonna have y'all do it. I'm gonna use my charm and get y'all to do it.
Right.
And they, you know, they did. After I got a couple pieces that needed to be replaced on there, they did. And shirts that we did make sold out.
That's what's up.
So
I can only imagine the connections that you got from SFA though, because I got buku connects from Prairie View. You know what I'm saying? People that I still converse with, connect with on multiple spaces of life. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
But I can only imagine by that by not being the HBCU. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, I mean, we were pretty divided though.
really,
Yeah, we didn't mix.
even in the 2000s.
We didn't mix. I tried it my freshman year. I didn't like. I was getting invited to those parties.
Okay,
So
So,
I was getting invited to those parties.
Those
we was going.
parties.
Me and my homeboy, we was going, and we were the only, you know,
yeah.
there. And after a while, it was cool. Then when people started getting inebriated and stuff like that,
yeah, the truth come out.
yeah, they started saying and doing, and it's just like, bro, I can't come to these parties no more because I'm gonna get kicked out of school for stuff that somebody out.
Wow.
That's crazy.
So it's just best that we stick with our people. You know?
I mean, it don't seem like it was uncharted territory from because you were familiar with it. Because you told me that Bear Station was kind of, you know what I mean,
Oh, yeah.
the same way.
Yeah, all the streets in Barry Station, most of them are named after trees.
Wow.
And then it's not called Crosby Bear Station, it's called Crosby Lynchburg.
Whoa.
If you look it up on your map, it's gonna say
That is
Lynchburg.
true. Yeah.
And all the, on the black side, all the, like, I'm from Magnolia Street.
Okay.
There's red oak, there's cypress, like it's different trees, and it's just like I was just sitting in the barbershop getting a haircut one day, and I was just looking at the street sign out there. I used to go to the barbershop out there, and I'm like, Lynchburg. Then I started thinking Cypress, Magnolia. I'm like, bro, this is like we got this land, you know, our people settled here,
Yeah.
you know, got this land, created a community for our people, and this is what they named the streets after.
That's
Always reminds you.
Always.
Reminds you of your past.
What
Always.
did you like when you was growing up there? Like outside of just like, did you experience anything crazy out there? Because around that time, what? Cause
Man, I did actually. Like I really did, and it's just crazy. The KKK came to my grandma's front door.
the
In
real
sheets.
KKK.
In the sheets. They came and they had the sheets on. They was looking for my uncle. My uncle was somewhat of a menace. Like,
So
he used
not
to
the
get him
police,
stuff.
the KKK.
No, the
Red
KKK.
Cross.
Yeah,
White
right.
sheets with a couple holes.
Yeah. I was.
So you experienced, cause I mean, not to cut you off, like I hear these stories, but I ain't never experienced them.
No,
And for you to be around my age and be like, you actually seen KKK come to your house.
Yeah, it's good. And it's when I tell people that, I'm like, they're not gonna, they don't think I'm playing. But so it was. So remember, I was telling you about me spending the weekends out there.
So you was spending the weekends out there at your grandmother's house.
My grandmother and my auntie house.
Okay.
So I would go, back and forth. But this particular weekend, I was at my grandmother's house, and my mom was gonna come pick me up from over there. So I heard a knock at the door. I'm thinking it's my mama, and I'm not supposed to answer the door. I'm young, I'm probably like 5.
Okay, so you was 5.
Yeah,
Well-
I ain't supposed to be opening the door for nobody, especially in bed at night, because it could be an open anytime. Right? So I run to the door, open the door, and then it's these people in white sheets, and they asking for Junior. That's what they call me. So I just close the door and tell my grandma, like, it's some men out there in white sheets.
Man, that's
And she
crazy.
got up out her recline and walked to the door and went outside. And the whole time I'm just thinking, like, is she gonna come back in the house? Like, why they got that on and why they got that? Because I only seen it in movies.
Right.
And usually when they come to your house, like they on that type of time.
Right.
And she came back in the house and they was gone. This wasn't no Halloween or nothing. Like this was like
That's crazy.
yeah, and they was
That's
gone.
crazy.
They was gone. They used to have like a meeting ground, like. Well, if you familiar with the extreme off road,
Right. I've been there a
to,
few times.
they used there's a little area back there where they
Living
used
up the
to.
street, they're going down past I guess that would be like the highway. You consider that? You make a little left to veer off.
Yeah, okay, so it's that way, but if you go all the way down Magnolia, it's nothing. It's like basically like a dead end when you keep walking. You can go through the woods and it's like a cleared out. It was like a cleared out space. And that's where we had their rallies.
That's
Oh, I
crazy.
see. I ain't
On
never
our
went
side.
there. I never
In
went
Barry,
that
on
far.
our side.
I ain't never went that far. I done went over there a few times, you know, four wheelers and everything.
Yeah,
All I know
but I
about
mean they not there
Christ.
no more because that land is owned by somebody else now.
Okay.
So they ain't there no more. But back then, that's where they used to have their rallies at. And I don't know if they was on the way to one or what. I don't know what they were looking for.
That's crazy. All I know about Crosby is trail rides.
Yeah, they do have some nice trail rides. I mean, I live off the stead for a little minute, you know what I mean? So
Yeah,
you see them coming down the
You see him
street.
come down the
Like it's a
stairs.
normal thing. So when people say we country on the north side, yeah, I get it. For real, you know what I'm saying? The only place you gonna see a slab and a horse in the same picture.
Yeah.
For real.
Nah, for real.
Man.
So what your grandmother, like, did she come back in and talk to you about that or what? Like no conversation after that?
I just came and sat back down in her recliner.
And just
We
went
went back to what we were doing.
ain't no going back to normal after
Nah,
that.
ain't no long.
But you remember, she was born in the 30s.
Oh, well, yeah, for
So
her.
like,
But what about you? Like, you ain't ask no questions? Like,
I don't know. I had questions in my head, but I was just like, I'm just.
well, you was out line for opening the door.
Yeah, I'm
So
like,
you
I didn't
really
really catch no whooping, so I could just go leave it alone.
Yeah.
I wasn't supposed to do that in the first
He like, it's weird, but I ain't catching no whooping, so I'm gonna sit down and mind my business.
I've never forgotten about that, though. That's
How
real
could you?
bravery.
How could you? But I mean, with all those types of experiences and knowing where I met you from, like, how did you start working with kids?
Man, I honestly needed a job. Fresh out of college.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, I got this international business degree. And I remember like being on LinkedIn looking for jobs and seeing the entry level jobs needed 8 years experience and stuff like that. And I'm like, bro, I just got out of college.
Dang, so you got not to cut you, you got an international business degree, but you end up working with the kids.
Yeah. And I literally when I was working, at the county, I'm thinking like, why am I here? Like, why am I here? And then, I'm talking to God when I'm asking these questions, like, why am I here? And basically, what I got from it is He wants me to inspire the youth. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I come from the same area, the east side, but I'm coming from Marion Station and North Shore. So I seen people get, do heinous crimes in North Shore, but I'm seeing a lot of kids that don't have, like the whole side of town, the east side, really don't have no real opportunity to do anything other than go work at a plant. And I knew growing up, that ain't what I want to do. I'm not, my first job was 8 years old doing cement with my uncle. I'm like, bro, I'm not trying to be grown man doing this. Like, there's other stuff out here. I know there's other stuff out here that I can do, that'll give me that Disney Channel life. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm looking at that and I'm
Sound
like,
like this whole time you chasing that. What show was you watching? Because
Oh,
it motivated. You didn't know it, but at the time.
what was this? I can't even remember. It was a movie. It was a movie, and the kids was just doing all kind of adventurous stuff. And then what really set it off was Blank Check.
I was like, man, come on. I said, man.
So that's what the blank check did it.
I said, man, come on, man. This little dude got this little blank check, but the house is still in the neighborhood that he live in already.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
Yeah.
bro,
That's crazy. I think you were
He done
thinking
remodel
about
the
this.
whole house and everything.
yeah, like man, I want to live a life to feel free like that too. Like coming from where we come from, it don't feel free.
Right.
It don't feel free. It's not how. It's like what I look at it is any two ways we riding down the street and a black and white get behind you. No matter if you don't have no priors or nothing, you still gonna feel like oh shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like,
That
like what's gonna feel like? Damn, what's gonna happen? I'm driving speed limit. I'm making sure everything, right. I'm in my lane, and they hit them lights. Now you're like, oh man, I don't know what's gonna happen. That ain't free. Like you don't feel free.
Right.
You see a lot of that in my area. Mainly the black areas though. And I'm like, I want to be able to live a life that's free. I want to be able to live a life where my mama ain't got to work 2 or 3 jobs.
Yeah.
I want her to be able to, live a life that, there ain't no struggle.
Right.
I feel like, you have to work. It's nothing wrong if you want to hustle and you want to work multiple jobs, there's nothing wrong with that. You do what you got to do to provide for your family, get to a goal.
Right.
fast. But I feel like it's people out here that don't even have to bat their eye or even sit up and consider it. And why can't
you do the
be
same?
on the other side of it? Like, oh, I ain't even got to consider that, or I can, go on vacation for 2 months if I want to.
Nah, for real. But I mean, you could tell the difference. Cause I know I remember when you first started, I was like, man, bro, different. He ain't gonna be here too long. You know what I'm saying? And then
Trimmer told me the same thing.
Yeah. You just popped up one day and was like, man, bro, cigarette quick. I'm like, for real, what you finna get into? I got this Toro thing I'm finna do. You know what I'm saying? I was like, okay, I ain't bet. And then before you know it, I ain't see you no more. Then I just seen you on Instagram just doing your dumb thing.
So,
Yeah.
so you did the Turo business for a little bit?
Yeah.
How was it? Was it profitable? Like, was it worth quitting your day job?
Turo was really like a side hustle.
Mm.
That wasn't my main source. My main source was I was investing in commercial real estate.
Mm.
Yeah, I had got into that. And when I said I was gonna quit, I had already said in my mind like I'm gonna save up this amount of money. It's gonna sustain this. So you're supposed to say they say 6 months, but I really saved up for like enough for a year.
Okay.
I'm like, I'd rather be safe than sorry.
Did you take out your retirement? Because I know Buddy from She's Happy House used to work at the county too.
Mm-hmm.
And he took out his retirement and started She's Happy House, and look where he at now.
Yeah, I took it out. I could have rolled it over there because I had my own.
Okay.
That was, because I had started making so much, and I was just like, I've never seen this amount of money in my life. Especially
you were making a lot off the real estate or
the real estate.
Okay.
Yeah, Turo was just like having another income. I had a vending machine too. I had Amazon and Walmart stores and stuff too. So I'm making money like, I'm sitting on the couch and I might see $10,000 that came through us. This
Off your investment on the real estate?
Just that and all the other money that's working for me while I'm just at home or at the gym.
So you literally the definition of sitting at home making money, money working for you.
Yeah.
Well, that's so unique. You just said forget the corporate structure and ran up a bag.
Yeah, I mean, because I'm like, it ain't really set up. It wasn't, from what I saw, when I graduated, and then trying to get a job, I'm like, it's not really set up for people like me. And that's it's a mindset thing, perspective thing. Like some people are like, oh, well, you just gotta work hard. My mom used to always tell me you gotta do 3 times smart, work 10 times hard. I'm like, why?
Yeah.
I
think we all get that conversation.
Yeah, but I always
I
been
had
like,
that
damn, like 3 times as smart, 10 times harder. I'm like, why? Like, why not work smarter?
So you don't have to work harder.
Yeah, but you can still put that same effort in and working hard, but it's just like, all right, you tell me I need 8 years experience to get an entry level job. I'm finna figure out how to make international connections myself. I'm gonna use the same platform that I'm looking for jobs on to look for connections, look for manufacturers, look for, vendors that do this and that, or certain things that I'm interested in doing.
Something like these little snazzy glasses you got.
Yeah.
I like Steve,
Yeah,
my boy.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Costello. Look them up, you know what I'm saying? Real live with Eiffel Tower on them joints, you know what I mean?
Ooh.
Real futuristic, man.
Yeah.
I'm digging the
And
swag.
they
you know
got
what I'm
the
saying?
pinky ring and the
Yeah,
chain.
real, man. Hold up, baby. You know what I'm saying? Real with the T.I. you know what I mean? Yeah, get with it or get rolled over. Real.
Man.
Yeah, so like even like with those, like when I started to learn, like I make my best work is it start off with some type of pain or frustration,
Yeah.
and then I put love into it. I put my love into it, and then it makes something beautiful. Like for those, the arm on those is Eiffel Tower.
Yeah.
You know, they call Paris the place of love.
Okay.
So when people put them glasses on, it's like essentially to me it's like me letting you know I love you. Whether I don't know you or not, this love was put into that design. So,
Man, shoot, I love you too, my brother. I sure like Stevie Hill, you know what I'm saying?
You might well just keep them on for the rest of
Hey,
the
you know what I
show.
mean? Yeah, what it is, like I said. Hey, that's how we rock.
We popping it,
Yeah.
man.
I dropped those in like 2017.
Huh?
Yeah, them came out.
They look like something for 2026.
Yeah, I was.
Yeah.
Sometimes I was just talking to 2 artists yesterday at a wedding I was at. I was saying that sometimes that we create something as artists, and to us it's right now,
Mm-hmm.
and everybody may not resonate with it at that time. But they'll resonate with it later when they're at that point in their life,
Right.
or
Yeah.
when the world catches up with it.
Like my dad says, man, when the student is ready, the teacher will appear.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying?
Bars.
That was a bar. I need
Man,
to write that down. No, for real, that's a bar for real. Like,
Hey, man.
Big fan.
yeah, so
Straight up.
then that goes. That's like some biblical stuff right there.
Yeah.
Real talk, because it's like I tell people, when they have trouble in life with certain things, I'm like, this is a lesson that you're going through, right? But let's just say you're in the 10th grade and you're taking a test. If you fail that test and it's supposed to make you go to 11th grade, you're gonna be in 10th grade again until you pass the test.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you pass, you get you a new teacher. You get a new lesson, right? So what you just said is essentially the same thing. Right? So God is the teacher. He just giving you new tests.
So when you quit and just went straight entrepreneurship, like, was it a smooth ride, easy ride, difficulty? Like, did you regret it?
Like, was it a long period of time before you started running up that bag and then you was like, man, I'm gonna go back, go give me a little job, man? Or did those feelings or thoughts ever cross your mind?
I didn't get back into get back into the job market until last year, end of last year. And that's when it started. I just said, you know what, I'm about to start from ground zero. Stuff, I just got tired of dealing with certain stuff. And I'm like, I just need to cut everything out and then focus on just this. So I cut the Turo out, vending machine out, Amazon out. There's a lot of problems that come with certain stuff. And then, I started losing too much sleep. I started stressing too much on top of other stuff I had going on. Stuff that happened with the real estate stuff too. It was just a lot. I'm like, what is God telling me?
What was the most impactful thing that happened that made you, you know what I'm saying, dip back off into the working world? I know it had to have been something, just like, you know what, I think I'm finna scale back, you know what I'm
Yeah, 'cause
saying,
you had-
reevaluate.
I mean, all the things you naming, like, them some big businesses.
Very lucrative.
Yeah. So one of the things was, cause I done learned so many lessons from all this stuff. One of the things was just being able to have, you need a team. You cannot, doing all that stuff, you cannot do all that stuff by yourself without a team.
So you didn't have a team when you were doing the real estate?
No, well, I had a business partner for sure. Like, you know, he helped me with that. But as far as everything else, you know, I feel like I was carrying the world, you know, and a lot of stuff I was neglecting. Like things that I actually loved, like fashion, directing, you know, writing and stuff like that. Like I was neglecting it, so I wasn't feeling fulfilled.
Gotcha.
That's why I tell people all the time, just crazy about money. Like you need money. Like I don't want nobody to think I ain't saying you don't need money because you need it. But one thing I learned is when you attach emotions to money, you give it power over you. So when you make it, oh, you're the happiest person in the world. Everything's the one. It's just sunshine and rainbows, you know. But the minute you lose it, God is against you. That's what you start. Oh man, what did I do?
So you started losing money.
Yeah, well, yeah. That's what comes. That comes with business. You're gonna lose. You're not gonna always win. You're not gonna always be profitable.
Right.
But you know, my feelings was attached to it. You know, like I was on a high, but I was making hand over fist. Some months I'm bringing in $150,000 a month. People don't make that in a year.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, so I'm like, dang,
Shit, which one of them businesses will bring you $150,000 a month?
Yeah, I might need to do that.
that's real estate, man. Real estate is the number one wealth builder. Like you really can get it.
But I mean, I got a construction science degree and a master's in community development. And the problem that I was having was what you were experiencing as well. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have the education, but I'm overqualified for these jobs because I lack the experience. I'm thinking like, okay, if you won't hire me, how am I gonna get the experience? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a catch-22. You know what I'm saying? So if I didn't have a network of individuals that could pull me in,
Right.
and could vouch for me, like, yeah, everything that he has on paper, he can do. Actually, you know what I'm saying? I couldn't execute, and that's how I ended up.
With the keys.
Yeah.
With the keys.
It's not what you know, it's who you know.
True. There's people like us that can take that, we take them grapes, and turn them to wine. You know what I'm saying? And we give it to these kids, not saying we're trying to get the kids wrong, but you know what I'm saying? We give our life experience to the kids and motivate them, right? You know, because at their age, they're getting game, real game. Like, yo, if you bad off or you in jail right now, you still can turn around, and this is what you need to do.
Because they have an imagination and an innate sense of self at that age where they feel like they can conquer the world.
Yeah.
And as we grow older, you know what I'm saying, like things of, you know what I'm saying, defeat and isolation, you know what I'm saying, it kind of dwindles that light, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's like, man, forget that. And I think that's what we're for, you know what I'm saying, to keep that fire within those kids, you know what I'm saying? Like you said, make those grapes into wine, but if those grapes just so happen to dry up, you can make raisins.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Those still sell, you
And
understand?
really, honestly, just learning to fail and still succeed. Because the older I've gotten, I accept failure. But being young, we like what he was saying though. Like we always taught to be 10 times better. So it's like we was taught that failure hurts, and like you failing at something, like you will never make it. But Now I'm like, I enjoy failing. I'm like, it's nothing to make a mistake and then get up and like do it again, because repetition and doing it over, you know.
Yeah.
But you know, to be drilled in your head that if you go out here and make a mistake today, your life is over. That's kind of how I coach would be, and it creates doubt. It creates humility that can't be.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But I mean, repetition is the father of learning, you know what I'm saying? I mean, you keep on falling, at some point you're gonna put your hands down to catch you, to brace your fall. You know what I'm saying? You actually learn how to fall. And like Denzel Washington said, fall forward.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because you don't never want to look back at regrets and saying, man, I didn't do this, or I should have did this. You know what I'm saying? At least that's how I feel about the
And
situation.
then go off something he spoke on earlier, when he was talking about, you know, just the red and blue getting behind you and being nervous and stuff like that. That's kind of messed up for us in our culture, because that could simply be your whole life being over. Like, and at least that's how we think it. You know what I'm saying? We be scared to do certain things. Like, even with quitting your job, like, your parents, you quitting your job? That's stupid. You know what I'm saying? Like, when I quit MD Anderson, like, my it's crazy because now she like that I've excelled past that. But at that time, she was just happy I got on at MD Anderson. Like, you got on, you got benefits. And I'm like, how you saying I'm walking around MD Anderson? Like, even they telling me, they like, you don't fit in here. Like, like they seem a light bigger than me. They just like, you just don't seem like, this not you. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, well, it's a job. It got benefits. You know, it's a 9 to 5. You know what I'm saying?
But the image that it has to be placed inside of us at a very young age, because remember when we was riding down Wayside one night with the screens falling, you know what I'm saying, banging. My little sister, she comes from the back seat, gets in the front seat, bro. Mind you, she's like 3, 4 at the time. You know what I'm saying? When the lawman pulled me over, he was like, yeah, you know you're not supposed to have a television monitor facing the driver. So I'm like, oh, my bad, officer. So I had him in the visor, you know what I'm saying? And bro instantly got upset. You know what I'm saying? And at that point, my sister come from the back seat like, don't take my brother to jail. You know what I'm saying? Crying and everything. And I ended up getting a ticket for that too. You know what I'm saying? But like I say, it's something that's ingrained in us at a very young age. You know what I'm saying? To fear the police. That's why when you decide to be a police officer, I was like, God, dog, bro. Like, what made you make that transition in life?
Yeah,
You
right.
know what I'm saying?
And it, you know, being funny, you know, with a lot of stuff he was saying, I ain't chiming in at the time, but I mean, when I first became a police officer, I would be riding in the patrol car, and when another car get behind me and they lights on, I'm just used to being nervous around police. So I'm a cop in a cop car, and then another cop behind me turn their lights on, and I just get that instant feeling like, you know what I'm saying? It took me some time. Like, I had to transition to being 100% comfortable, but it's years of, you know, I've been a civilian or a citizen longer than I've been a cop. So, you know what I'm saying? It's years of changing the mentality or the thought process, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, I ain't no criminal. I ain't out here just messing up the world. So, you know, I know me and one of my, you know, me and one of my close partners, we always say, like, our record's so clean, we could run for president. You know what I'm saying? This is something we start saying, like, young, but that's true. But the mentality of it, you don't think you can do nothing. You know what I'm saying? We always think, like, and we taught this. You know what I'm saying? Our parents know, like, for you to be in the house and see KKK, like, that's mentally, like, and the people that's raising you, they telling you, like, hey, you can't do certain stuff. And you think that. You like, maybe I can't do certain stuff. And then the older you get, like you say, you working a job, you like, I don't like it here. Like, I don't want to do this.
I don't know, Joe. I disagree with you a little bit on that to the certain extent that my parents told me you could be anything you want to be if you put your mind to it, like you say. Because my mom, she had my whole life planned out. She knew what middle school I was going to, what high school I was going to. She even knew I was going to Prairie View before I knew I was going to Prairie View. But it was just the way that the moon, the stars aligned that I ended up going or whatever. But I really didn't think about what they were saying to me until I was in my 20s. I'd been like 26 years old, 27 years old, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, I really could have been an engineer if I really put my mind to it. I wasn't really on that at that time. I went to high school for engineering, but bro, I was still trying to be on the latest fashion, you know what I'm saying? The baddest female, trying to have a banging truck and the 24s and all this, that, and the third, you know what I'm saying? It was just, I guess, not with social media, because we didn't really have social media back then, but it was what the urban culture was wanting me to seek in life.
Well, I'm gonna agree with you on it. I guess it's like what we all kind of talking about the same thing though, because I'm not gonna say that they didn't tell me that I couldn't be anything. You telling me I could be anything, but like how you say, I walk out my house, it's a crackhead. I walk out my house, hood things are going on. So I'm in, kind of like you say, you watching the Disney Channel and your parents are telling you could be anything, but then as soon as you walk out that door, you like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, and you gotta put like it. That's why I asked him like, where did that come from? Because at some point we all had this extra something in us, and that we trying to tell the kids, you know what I'm saying? And God put us in situations indirectly where we wanted to be mentors to the children or to the youth or not. But like, where do we get it from? You know what I'm saying? Because we wasn't told that we can't do it, and we want to do it, but when you walk out that door, it no matter how much you tell these kids they could do something, when they go home and when they walk out that door, and then they probably go by environment. When that environment is there, man, I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
Facts though. But like, what can you say or consider or think about? You know what I mean? The biggest loss that you could retract, that you've taken thus far, especially as being an entrepreneur.
Oh man.
As you said, you know what I'm saying, it's gonna be ups and downs, but what's something, because you're still doing your entrepreneur thing, it's just not on the scale or exactly where you were prior to. Hold on, let me take the glass off a little bit. This is real stuff about to come out because you took a deep breath and everything.
You know when that deep breath is.
Yeah.
So
yeah, cause making $150,000 a month.
I mean, it's got to be some big L's.
let me just put it in perspective. So 10 months after I left the county, I built a business to where it had brought in $1 million.
So you made an M when you left the county.
10 months
Bro,
later.
that's too hard, bro.
Before 30.
So you made $1 million before
That's
30.
too hard.
In the year though, 10 months after you left the county before 30,
Yeah,
made $1 million.
Yeah, I was like, probably like 28.
That's hard.
It was legal too. It was legal, but I lost
And that was which business?
the real estate.
So the real estate brought you $1 million in. So what was the downfall of it?
Yeah, because the real estate bubble had already popped, so I mean,
It's sharks. It's sharks in the real estate game. So some of the biggest ones are, in my opinion, are the contractors. Where the contractors come,
I ain't contract.
they get over on people all the time. You know, they do stay here. But yeah, that was my biggest loss.
yeah.
And that put me through a lot of different emotions.
I can imagine.
Yeah, like I recently just started to kind of like open up about it to other people, you know, because it ain't for me. It ain't nothing to be ashamed of. I had a homeboy tell me, he was like, "Bro, do you realize what you just told me? You lost
Right.
$1 million, right? How many people can say they lost that?" And I thought about it. I'm like, yeah, like, bro, this hurt. Like, this hurt. He was like, but it's
Not
a
just
fact.
lost. How many people can say they made that?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like, in order to lose it, you gotta have it.
You gotta
know? So
have
I'm like,
it. Yeah.
I hear what you're saying, but I ain't really, I really wish I hadn't. But then when I sit down and I reflect, while I'm doing shadow work and stuff like that, I'm thinking about like, what would I have done?
Yeah.
Or what was I being shielded from by God? Like, okay, if I would have let you keep making money like that, what were you gonna run into, or what were you gonna get into? You know,
So you think you just weren't ready in God's eyes?
in His eyes, He wanted me to learn many lessons from that big failure. Well, big, it's a lesson to learn, call it a failure, but many lessons from it. You know, and I feel like just going back to what we was talking about earlier. What your dad said, and then we, go out there and teach you in the classroom. Once I take this final exam, but it might not be a final exam, but the final exam for this level, and I get a passing score, I go to the next level, and that next level is going to be way bigger than that, with me in 10 months.
So to another young, inspiring entrepreneur jumping in real estate, how do you think you could tell them not to make the mistake?
I always have a lawyer that is good with real estate. Get you a financial advisor. I always have a CPA.
All them people causing money.
Yeah,
Everybody that you just said don't cause money.
I mean, I was just fortunate because he was one of my best friends, college roommates.
Gotcha.
So part of that network that I was just talking about earlier.
So that that helped me out a lot. When it came down to Texas, my financial advisor, she told me certain things I needed to do to shield and to put money away to kind of help me sustain, just in case if something happens. Yeah. See, they're paid to think about the worst case scenario. You can think of the worst case scenario, you can plan for it, but they're the ones that's really going to say, hey, this is what you need to do when that happens.
So you got to spend that money to keep the money rolling in.
Mm-hmm. So I mean, it's smart. You're not gonna go into a gunfight with no bulletproof vest.
Yeah, that's true.
Like I gotta spend that money, and bulletproof vests is different levels. Mm-hmm. So yeah. I need a shield. Yeah, my armor might get a little chink in it every now and then, but I'm shielded. By my pieces that I put on this chessboard.
Mm-hmm. So what's quick? So what's the game you feel like the contractors ran to make you lose most of your money or all your money?
Growing.
What you mean by that?
So when somebody grooms you, it's where they essentially it's like they befriend you and get you ready for their elaborate plan to take from you or to take advantage of you. So with making $150,000, months, you were, being groomed. Like, okay, we're doing good business. It's 10 months. You know what I'm saying? 10 months of doing good business. Like, we're gonna really do something. We're gonna really run it up. The last investment that we were gonna do was in a weed farm. Not manufacturing. We were gonna, build a
cultivate space.
Out in Oklahoma, because it's legal.
Right.
I believe Tulsa. That's where the soil is. You don't have to do it. So we put the money up, and excuses started happening. I got hurt. It's gonna be pushed back. All right, cool. Stuff happened.
So this time you investing in a lot of your money into this with a particular group of people.
Yeah, because I know this is going.
And this supposed to be the next
big pay off like it's been paying off.
Yeah, and I'm like, Denver right there.
Right.
They grow their stuff too, but we moving. You'll be able to move to the dispensaries and really set my family up.
So was you going with them, or they was just taking your money?
I had a partner who actually went out to the land, saw it, you know, but again, anybody can pull you up on some land.
Yeah.
You see it right here, like how you know what I'm saying? So contracts was involved too though, but it's just like anybody nowadays I can go get on OpenAI and make a contract, make it look professional, send it to you through DocuSign.
Man, that sounds like a movie Grifters or Trick Baby or something.
The Grip is a book.
Okay,
That's a
okay.
book too. The
Okay.
Grip, what you said, Grip, that's a book too, and it's about that. It's about that. About
That's crazy.
But yeah, that just opened my eyes up. That whole situation opened my eyes up because I'm like, it's possible.
Yeah.
It's possible to make the money. I
Yeah.
see it. But what? Because you know when something happens like that, you start to question yourself. Like, where did I go wrong? Like, what step did I miss? Or what red flag did I miss?
Mhm.
You know, and that helps you get sharper. You're like, oh,
Right.
okay, how do I prevent that? Or just going through the resolution process, trying to resolve it, you learn so much. Like I talked to a lawyer. The lawyer was, I'm inquisitive, so I ask questions strategically. So I'm asking questions, and I'm like, he told me his retainer was $75,000.
Not 175,000.
Yeah, when he told me that, I was like, oh, he's immediately ruled out. Like, this is the retainer. He said it goes up once we go to court. I said, oh, you tripping. Like, you better go be in a bowl of rice and find, bro. If I'm paying you $75,000. Like, what? So I just asked strategic questions about his process and where this money is going. Because I'm like, I done lost money. I'm not going to just throw money at you. You know, and at this point, I done told you that I lost everything. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
yeah, I lost everything. So how am I going to, what do you think I'm going to come up with this at? And I believe it was predatory. Again, I'm one of them, and he was one of those. And I told him how much I lost. And I'm pretty sure he started salivating on the other side of that phone, like, oh, you got this big money. I can eat all
Yeah,
this.
like if he feeling like if you lost $1 million, you got $1 million somewhere else.
Yeah, so, and it was crazy when my brother was using him as a lawyer for something else, but he wasn't getting charged yet. When I told him, he was like, you know, like, that ain't cool. Like, like, what are you doing? Why are you trying to do that? So I was like, it's good, but I already asked him, got his process on how he do stuff, and he said one core piece that he uses to get all the information that he gets. So I asked him out, and I went and did exactly what he said he was going to use. And that person led me to getting this whole thing escalated to the, I don't know, I really don't want to say, but
You got,
Yeah.
you got the process going.
a high authority.
Mhm.
So yeah, it's still ongoing, you know. But
Shoot, need that him back for real. But I mean, one thing I've taken from, especially through this conversation, you know what I'm saying, like, and listen to individuals like Mark Cuban, you know what I mean, stuff like that, bro. You gonna lose, and now you've already experienced having it,
Yeah.
and gaining it again would only be even easier, and you know how to navigate through the maze a little bit differently now.
Yeah. And then I saw this little clip of Andrew Tate. And he was just like, most of the time, like, the nicest men are the ones that have been through a whole lot. It's usually the ones who are the most cynical and, you know, mean or whatever, mean to people and look down on people are the ones who ain't never really been through nothing.
Yeah, but you know what it feels like, you know what it.
And you know, one of my gigs, I do like private security.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I literally see this every week. Like I see what he talking about.
Yeah.
The nicest people usually be the ones that's like really having their way. And then you know
Yeah.
they're usually the most entitled, and you know they like to look down on people. especially the security guards. I know that I'm protecting your life.
Yeah.
You know, if something happened here, you gotta come to me. Well, I'm the one that gotta put that fire out for you.
Yeah.
You
Give him
know?
a Costello shirt or something first. You know what I'm saying?
But it's just like, you know, I see it and I'm like, man, it's you can take whatever you want from somebody, and I feel like it's God put me in places to see certain things, and I'm like, no shade to anybody that do PPO or nothing like that, but like, it's just like for me where I was, I feel like it's like very low, you know, and it takes humility to do that. Like I heard DMX said, if you came off the floor, that's where you fucked up in life. Excuse my language, but like if you ain't humble enough to mop the floor, like that's where you messed up in life. That don't mean go be a janitor or nothing, but it's just like if you can't, you know, if you too egotistical to do something that's like that, you know, to get to where you're trying to go, if you know.
Well, I look at
messed
it
up,
like with the money thing, like me and one of my close partners, we talk about this all the time. Like everybody wants your money. Everybody. That's the world job to take your money. So a lot of times when you ain't never had none, you don't know how to manage it and you don't really understand everywhere you go. Like I went to Waterburg the other day and he was like, yeah, so large? Well, I ain't gonna say I want a large. But he did his job because I almost fell for like, no, I don't want a large. But it ain't that much money to get a large. But I'm saying everywhere you go, it's like money. I want your money. Like
You just
money.
said it best, man. If you want to be rich, you gotta sell something.
So your job is to protect your money. So if you're not doing things, you know, you saying no. Sometimes the more money you get, the more yeses come out. Cause you're like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? You got that bag on your day, everybody get a yeah. You know what I'm saying? You want, you, but then when all your money gone, everybody you said yeah to, they leave in their pocket. Yeah, they leave, hey, you know, so
got nothing for you.
You know, the world job is to eat your money up, so it's your responsibility to protect your bag. That's where the term protecting the bag comes. Is really you have to protect the bag. Then on the flip side, to go with the next statement, like one thing about you a hustler. Like we all can say, like at the end of the day, when I always used to call myself a legal hustler. Like as long as I know it ain't incriminating, I ain't finna go to jail, I ain't finna, you know, hurt nobody. You know what I'm saying? I'll let I go mop the floor. Like, and it come down to me putting some money in my pockets, I'll sweep the floor and then wake up like. Me, especially with me being in law enforcement, I do a lot of personal security, but I'm still an EMT. I go hop on the ambulance. You know what I'm saying? It don't really matter to me. I'm trying to make some money. But a lot to me, the best bosses or the best owners are the ones who know their whole company. Like when you working for somebody and they only know the top, you don't respect them. You don't like them. But when you work with somebody and they'll come hop in that car with you and go do that ride with you, or they'll come in and help you wipe stuff down and give you some free game, you're like, man, he a real boss. Like, and they may not even be thinking like that, but they just like a owner of a restaurant, but they still go in the kitchen and cook, like, and be happy about it though. Like, I'm not here because I have to be. I'm here because I want to be. Like, I still want to see that little seasoning get on that chicken, you know, whatever. Like, I respect them kind of people, you know what I'm saying? And to me, those businesses last longer and those people understand. Because Mark Cuban talked about that all the time on his stuff. He like to be involved with everything. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Some of the best businesses I've worked for and owners that I've known, they don't just stay up here, they do it all. You know what I'm saying? We'll do it all.
Facts. I think that's a stigma within the urban culture that we need to actually really battle, man, because like just because you work in multiple jobs, a person doesn't deem you as a hustler. You know what I'm saying? Because most hustlers are known for a negative connotation. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Shit. I know a business owner right now. Another one of my close friends. Met him in college freshman year. We actually started this brand together. We went our separate ways. You know, we had different creative ideas and it just wasn't meshing well together. But he owned a store in Dallas and he has a job.
Mm-hmm.
like he got a night job, but he run his store in the daytime, and his store is profitable.
Yeah.
It's like, there's nothing wrong with like having a job. Like you get on social media, and I see these people that are supposed to be gurus and all this stuff, like misguiding people.
Right.
They tell them,
Right.
oh, you this how you get money, but they don't tell you how to keep it. They don't get on, like I watch some podcasts that tell you how to make money and whatever. But they don't, I rarely see them get an actual financial professional on their podcast that tells them like, hey, this is what you do to tax shield, or this is what you do. You know, if you got a business with somebody, you can take a life insurance policy out on that person. And then if y'all, instead of going to the bank, y'all can, you know, take a loan out against their life insurance policy and invest that into something to make y'all more money with no penalties. Like, it's stuff like that that is not getting spreaded.
Right.
Trust and all that type of stuff. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
it is all your trust and all that, but it's a lot of instant, like people want a lot of instant gratification. They want the money quick, and I can tell you, you get it quick, and you don't know what you're doing. You're gonna lose it quick, and if your emotions are attached to that, you are going to be depressed. You are going to be frustrated.
Right.
There's gonna be a lot of stuff going on in your life, and you're gonna be thinking like, oh, well, I had all this money, I had all these friends, and then when the friends start doing shady stuff, you know, whenever you losing or whatever, and you realize, dang, they was never your friend. Like, I done lost friends, you know, friends that I've been cool with most of my life, you know, throughout this whole process, because it's like, yo, like, as a friend, a real friend, you gonna be there regardless.
what.
You know what I'm saying? You gonna be there, and ain't no money gonna come in between that. You know what I'm saying? Like him, like, man, he done seen me go through all phases of life. You know, we can not talk for months, and then come back and we like, we ain't missed a beat. You know what I'm saying? That's really what a friend is. You know?
True.
Like,
Yeah. I mean, shoot, me and this dude have been through it. You know what I'm saying? Ups and downs. You know what I'm saying? The years that we done been in. And I mean, I think that's the polar pull of life. It's a cycle. It's a circle. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And sometimes you meet again. You know what I'm saying? Because you're supposed to.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, you may have to grow apart to grow together. You know what I'm saying? Like you said.
But you're right, because so that's I saw Terrence Howard talking about something the other day in regards to the way the universe multiplies. It splits, and then it contracts, and then it splits. That's multiplication. So you grow apart. So to make a parallel universe, it'll split, and it's both big ass galaxies. Excuse my language, and it contracts to make another one. You know, so you know, when y'all split, y'all grow apart or whatever, and then y'all grow on your own from life experiences, and y'all come back together. Now y'all bringing different things together to where y'all can sharpen each other and y'all can go to another level as friends or business partners or even companionship.
Yeah.
You know, all of it is relative.
I think sometimes when you put something back together like that, it becomes stronger than what it was before. You know what I'm saying?
Most definitely.
Like, the integrity has changed a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like, the structure of it has changed maybe, but what you've used to mend it back together at that point makes it a whole lot stronger.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? For real.
Yeah.
So, I mean, what's next for you, big dog? I mean, you done did it all, man. You know what I'm saying? Man, you ought to write a movie on yourself.
I got some script ideas in my notes.
Yeah.
Trust me.
Who gonna play as that? Who would you like to play as that?
Denzel too old, man.
Well, you got the young Denzel, put his son in there.
Yeah, he cool. I gotta watch a couple more of his movies. Dang, I don't really see nobody that can play me. I don't know. I just don't see nobody that can really right now that can play me.
But your story being told. I mean, you still writing, so
Yeah,
I can dig that. I
Yeah.
can dig those.
It's still
Drop the
right.
book first until you find the right actor.
Yeah, when I get that mail back, I'm gonna do it. When I get that in back, I'm gonna write a book, and that way I can tell,
Yeah.
you know, and it'll be geared towards, I mean, everybody, but really mainly towards, you know, the younger people. That believe that, you know, success is fast. Overnight successes are not overnight. It's 10, it's sometimes 15, 20 years.
Yeah.
People putting in work, taking losses.
Right.
You know, so I mean, if you really love something, you really want to do something in life, you gotta be okay with not. Sometimes you might not profit. You might not profit. You might not get that gratification that you think, but
A lot of nights, not sleeping, not eating.
right,
You know what I'm
right. And it just if it makes you feel liberated and it's healthy, just lean into it. Don't look for, you know, some type of reward. The reward is feeling liberated and being at peace with what you're doing. You know, like I get peace. You know, I find solace in what I do. You know, it keep me up. Some nights I might have a vision while I'm sleeping. I get up and I gotta put it down because like stay asleep, I'm just gone. Somebody else is gonna get it,
Right.
and I'm gonna see it.
Quick
I
question.
won't.
So, what's success to you, bro?
Success is fine. It's self mastery. Being able to, have restraint, not to overindulge. You know, that's one thing like fasting really helps. That that journey of self mastery. You know, I fast a lot. I'm fasting right now. I ain't even about to tell you yet, but I ain't gonna tell you for what, bro. Just trying to find clarity, sharpens your mind. One time I was fasting, I got a story about it. I was looking for answers before I quit. I was fasting because I needed answers because I was kind of at a fork in the road. Like, am I going to stay doing this or am I going to leave? And I was at a football game. It was North Shore versus KU. It was like
Big one of the biggest games that I know of.
Well, it was only
Still
standing.
to this day.
It was only standing room. You know, and it's like a sea of people. And I seen some of the people that I knew from high school, some of my old teachers, some of my old like mentors, from Gents.
G5.
Yeah, so I'm just standing there, you know, watching the game, talking to him or whatever. And this guy comes through, and I've been asking God for a sign. Like, hey, can you send me a message, send me a sign, you know, on what I need to be doing, or what direction I should go. And this guy comes through, he cuts through, excuse me, you know. I'm like, okay, you know. And, he says, how you doing? I'm good. You know, how are you? You know, that last part, that how are you, like a lot of people don't add that. So he stops and he looked at me. He's an older guy, he's like 70, almost 70. He looked at me and he was just like, you really want to know how I'm doing? And I'm like, well, I asked. That conversation took the whole game. We was in the first quarter, took the whole game. And come to find out the dude name was David. And I was just like, you funny. I was like, you funny, but the message he gave me was like, put your heart in your art. I don't even know, he didn't know nothing about me being an artist. He said, put your heart in your art.
Random guy in a football game.
Yeah, and I said, you know what? I need to just go ahead, you know, and just move along. I feel like I've done served my purpose at the county.
Put your heart in your order.
So, you know,
I like
I didn't realize that, you know, I didn't look at business as an art, but it is.
Oh yeah.
It's an art form. It's like martial arts. It's the art of war.
Well, that's discipline.
Yes, it takes a lot of discipline. And, you know, it takes a lot of creativity. You know, you got the Airbnbs, the churros, these people own no real estate, these people own no vehicles. They let other people rent it out, they're billionaires. That's creativity. So now when I go back on that conversation and think about that statement, I'm like, my heart was in the money. It wasn't fully in the art or the business. It was just the money. Like, I'm getting money from any hustle I can get into that's legal, I'm gonna do it to make money. I didn't necessarily have a passion for any of it. So when I took that step back, I'm like, all right, I'm only gonna focus on what I feel liberated by, you know, and that's gonna give me peace.
Right.
Even through everything that I have going on, you know, in my personal life, whether it's good or bad, but I have that solace to where it's like, okay, this is making me feel whole. This is making me feel liberated, you know. And when you creating or doing anything from, you know, a place of peace, or even if you turn your pain into, you know, art, you get peace from doing it. It's almost like meditating.
Therapy.
You know, it's therapy. It's therapeutic. So when I'm doing, you know, what I do, it's essentially like me venting. You know, like that camera right there, Darius. Can you stand right here? So I'm gonna show them something on the shirt, on the design. So like, stand right like close to G. So like so like on the front of the shirt, the camera with the red button on it. So on the front of the shirt, there's a man. That's a skeleton in armor on a horse, and the bottom of the shirt right there says the triumphant return. So that man on that skeleton is me, because I went through so much, and I'm coming back. You know, I'm coming back full speed racing a NASCAR. That's me.
Oh, that's hard.
Yeah. So when you turn around, all the way around towards the camera, a chance of rain. Rain is power. So I feel like I was left for dead. I went through so much, and I feel like had I laid down, thank you. So like, had I laid down and died, it wouldn't be no chance of rain. It wouldn't be nothing triumphant. It would just be a sad story. Oh well, you know, whatever he gave up, you know. But I'm coming back full speed ahead with a shirt that, from surface value, you look at it, oh, it's just a NASCAR shirt. But that shirt has lots of meaning to it. Rain is also my child's middle name. Okay. So it's a way to dedicate it to her too. So it's not only dedicated to my child, because that's who I do everything for. That's who I live for now. Spin around one more time to the front. The 1932 is a dedication to my grandmother, who taught me bravery.
Man, what's you bring up your grandmother a lot. What's one thing you could say? Like, what's a good memory? What is something, one of the most powerful things your grandmother taught you?
Well, when she did that with the KKK, that showed me, like, never fold, like, never stand down, don't be fearful. My grandma read the Bible so many times, front to back. And it always says, don't be afraid in the Bible, 365 times. So with her doing that, she was actually living that, like not being afraid. You know, that's a woman, and it's men in these sheets outside. Yeah. Could have did anything to her. Right. So that is why, like, when people be like, well, man, like, how are you able to take these risks? Like, I couldn't even think to do that. Like, because I'm like, what you get for playing it safe? Like, you just be brave. You know, show some type of courage. Like, life is short. You know, life is short, and if my meaning, you know, behind doing these things is bigger than me, then it makes it almost like a selfless act. Like, this is a dedication to my grandma, so essentially I'm trying to make my grandma proud.
And she proud of you, bro.
Right, and
I'm
then
sure she is.
I'm now, you know, dedicating it to my daughter. Everything is for my daughter, so I'm living for her. So I want my daughter to be able to grow up and be like, my daddy did this. Right. That's my dad. When somebody bring up my name, that's my dad. You know? So it's just like being able to, because what I'm creating is going to forever be out, you know, in the world, in the universe. So when I'm gone from this place, it can be the day or tomorrow. When I'm gone from this place, it'll be something that people can remember me by. And they can understand, like, nothing that this man made was meaningless. Like, going all the way back to the past, it was made from love. So you know, they call it panoramic foresight.
I I ain't gonna lie.
You know the word foresight.
I felt different when I put them on. I ain't gonna lie.
So his granny taught him to be brave. What's some of your granny taught you? Or what's a memory or?
I mean, one of the biggest things, you know what I'm saying, is save. You know what I'm saying? For real. And I think a lot of people in our culture don't do that enough. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't prepare for what may be expected. You know, it said that the average person doesn't even have $1,000 saved. You know what I'm saying? I mean, what if anything would have happened with your vehicle? You know what I'm saying? Your home or wherever you staying, you know what I'm saying? You won't even be able to take care of that with the intent. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
because
right.
you don't have
Check
it.
the check.
That check lifestyle is how we living. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, I think that's one of the biggest things that she really placed upon me, because that lady saved like a sum gun, man. You know, when we'll go to the Cool Cup Lady Highs or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Sure, I go find some money from somewhere, you know what I'm saying? Under the couch, under the bed, you know what I'm saying? Under the coffee pack, you know what I'm saying? Like, she just had money everywhere.
I always kept a stash somewhere in the house.
And I really do think that.
And Quincy
she
always found, you always found that
Man,
stash.
I was a prober, bro. Like, I went through everything. Like, especially when they left me at the high by myself, I'm going through everything. I'm looking at every drawer. You know what I'm saying? I'm reaching at the top of closets. What y'all got in here? You know what I'm saying? It is what it is, man. I mean,
Shout out to Granny Stash, but nah, that's saving it. That's some good old school.
yeah. So it wasn't necessarily what she said to me. It was what she shown me. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what resonates with me the most. You know what I'm saying? Like, your grandmother showed extreme courage, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Mine showed extreme resilience. You know what I'm saying? So I know, knowing your granny, she said a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
She talked more northern than Libya for sure.
Man, she definitely, let's see, one of my best lessons of life my grandmother gave me was when she was at my house one day. I don't know what she had going on, but she was in my room. I think she was hanging some curtains or something. I think she had bought me some new curtains, hanging some curtains up. I'm on the phone talking to a female or whatever, and we just all lovey-dovey. And then she was like, "You love her?" And I think I said I love her. She was like, "Hey, man, hang up the phone." And I was like, "What? You like, hang up the phone?" So I'm gonna call you back. She was like, "Man, you know, do you really love her?" I said, "Yeah." She said, "Let me tell you something about a man and a woman. Never get it confused. You know, a woman can make herself be whatever that man want. She said, I go out here and get any man to be whatever he want me to be. I'm a woman. He want me to be a good cook, I can learn how to cook. You know, he want me to clean the house, I can learn how to clean the house. He want me to learn whatever I can. But as a man, like, a man can't change who he is. That ain't a man role. A man can't learn how to be what this woman want. You gonna be a man, you know, and that woman gonna learn how to be the best woman for you." She was like, "That ain't how it's built. That ain't how it's structured." And to this day, I still be thinking about that, because I mean, the reality of it is you got to accept me for me. You know what I'm saying? But I also understand, you know, if I choose a woman, she can you know, learn to be, you know, with love and everything else, and you know, she can learn to. And that's why a lot of us, we be like, why is she acting like this? Women study our habits. Women study you call them every day at 5, that day you don't call at 5, she tripping. Because she like, you always call me at 5. Where you at? Who you with? What you got going on? What's on your mind? You know, she watching you every day, how you put your shoes on. She like, you didn't put your shoes on the way you did yesterday. You like, what? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, women studied it. And off of that information, I truly take that with me in life on being a man. Like, I'm going to be me. You know what I'm saying? Woman just got to meet me where I'm at with it. You know what I'm saying? And that come from, you know, my granny. And I watched her do that. You know what I'm saying? I watched her manipulate many men.
Yeah. But I mean, in the Bible, it said that woman was created to be a helpmate for man. She was taken from his rib. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, it's all within itself.
But if you tell a woman that she's supposed to be your helpmate, you gotta break it down.
Yeah.
Because the root word is help.
Right.
You know,
Right.
you gotta be like, well, you gotta let them know, like, well, the Holy Spirit is also helping.
Well, I think a woman that's from a good upbringing and from a structured household and in the Bible will understand that. I mean, shout out to my beautiful wife. She knows I am who I am because I have her in my corner. And we don't have to argue about this, understand that like she is helping me, be the best man I can be so I can do everything that she need me to do for her and the kids and the family. But a good woman from a certain upbringing that's seen that, and that's the thing, even with raising children and raising daughters, like they see the structure of a man in the house and how, the man and the woman work, how that go to the point to where it's kind of funny to me sometimes when my daughters have told me or my wife, just funny and joking, but they like, I want my dude gotta be like him, like I'm showing them, the structures of it, but, I watched your daddy, my daddy, so many other men, my godfather, so many men, I was raised by a good structure of guys, and then even with my wife, she was raised in the house with, a man and a woman, and they,
That's vital. That's really vital. But y'all was lucky.
100%.
Y'all was lucky because majority of our culture is victims of willingness, to where we are divided. We don't have that male figure in the household to show what love is supposed to look like, because it's removed just based off of the mentality of,
Right.
well, I can do this without him, or I can find somebody else to fill in. But no man can come in your house, with your family and raise your child how the actual biological father or biological mother is supposed to. That's something that I feel like our people don't know. But it's like it's a secret, but it's public information.
Yeah.
Like anybody can go read it, and when they read it, I promise you, your jaw is gonna hit the floor, because it's like, yo, everything that's in here is still going on. They said that this thing, when he gave this presentation to all the slave owners, he said this can easily run for 400 years, maybe even more if it's ran right. Once it's implemented in multiple generations, now it becomes culture. Like it's programming. TV is programming.
Yeah.
Entertainment is
What it is.
Well, I will disagree with you slightly because, I wasn't always raised by my dad because he was in jail for a long time. But it's a community of people that raised the family, and my wife, she was raised by her grandparents. You know what I'm saying? That was her structure. Her grandmother and
But you still
grandfather.
had the male,
But she still
male and
had
female
it. And
example.
all of my kids are not biologically mine. But at the same time, when they have a structure that's committed to doing that, it could still, be done right. But so just to say that, like, it don't technically have to be
Your
the biological. And then too, I was raised by a community of people to where, it takes it like, the older I get, I really do appreciate, like, how my parents or the people that raised me separated themselves. Like how you were saying that they was like zebras in their community because they wasn't the same as all of that, but they all came together when it came down to the kids, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of the men and women that raised me, one thing I did see, like especially for the men, we take care of our children, we take care of our women. You know what I'm saying? We go out to eat. Any kids or any women, don't pull out your money. Like, we got you. Or, you know, any kid or any women involved, I was watch the men raise me, raise you. Like, we had that to where I still use that. He still use it to this day. Like, you know, kids and women, we gonna make sure y'all good. And for the homies, we gonna give you the best advice we can give you. Either you gonna take it or, you know what I'm saying?
No,
The thing of that is, more is learned from what is caught than what is taught. You know what I'm saying? We are sponges, you know what I'm saying, in our own right. And as we observe things, moving our life, we take those things and we implement them in our own later on. You know what I'm saying? So now, you might not have been taught exactly how to do things from your father. You know what I'm saying? But someone along the lines, along your life, someone showed you the right way and you absorbed it and you display it in your everyday life today. You know what I'm saying? It takes a village, you know what I'm saying? So please play your role in the village, whether it's a small piece, a large piece. It means a lot. It really means a lot. And you might not never reap the benefits of it or actually hear how much of the difference that you're making in a person's life. You know what I'm saying? They might say it over your casket at your funeral. You know what I'm saying? But you made a difference. And I mean, we can continue this conversation on and on and on, big dog. I think we should go ahead and cut it short. And we'll see y'all on the next episode. It's your boy, Mr. Quick.
King Drew Millions.
And we just had a quick conversation.
With Costello.
E. Will, you've done it again.
Quick conversations with King Drew Millions. Quick conversations with King Drew Millions. Quick conversations with King Drew Millions.
Quick conversations with King Drew Millions.
Let's chop it up.